Hi Hilltop family, how are you? It's Bella here with our second training video, if you want to call it that. I'm here to talk to you about our lesson plan that you guys are familiar with, that I send every week, so you can prepare yourself to what is to come. I am just gonna assume that everybody reads them. I know. I'm just gonna assume everybody reads them, everybody becomes familiar with them. So the first part I'm talking about is the first one. So it's usually number 1 on the bullet things that I have. Number 1 is called welcome and game, right? So I usually start that as soon as children arrive, welcome them and tell them about the game we're gonna play called blah blah blah. At this time, Bella will be greeting parents at the door. So this is actually very important, and I will explain you why. It has to do with connection, okay? As soon as children are arriving and their parents are signing them in, that's almost the only time that I get to connect with parents, and say hi, how are you, get their children's information, get a chance to hug them, make them feel welcomed. So it's very important that I have this very short period of time with parents to connect, obviously. So we actually need the children to be accounted for, right? And another way why this is great is because you guys get to be the leaders, the team leaders that you are, right? And the children are learning from someone else or having fun with someone else other than Bella. This is the time they have to get to know you as a member of our community, as someone they can count on, as someone who will hear them, will attend their requests for certain games or whatever it is. So these are the 2 reasons why we do this time. So 1, I can connect with parents, and 2, you guys can connect with the children. That being said, I will just do this very briefly. I just wanted to give you guys a couple of hints of how you can engage the children in the game, okay? And number 1 is silliness plus, I forgot. Silliness plus enthusiasm. I think that's how you say that. Be enthusiastic, that's what I mean. If you tell them like this, okay guys, team yellow over here, you go for the yellow. No, you're not going to stay in the blue. You're going to stay on the yellow team. Right there. No crying. I've done that before. You're telling them like that. If you do that, they're just going to go like, I don't want to play a game. Sometimes even if you're silly, enthusiastic, they still do that. But if you give them orders like that, they will even be more prone to get it? Now, if you do it like this, guys, how are you? And then they're doing something silly and you comment on something that they're doing silly, like Elijah can jump really high, or Zoe can spin, swirl like a little ballerina, and you're like, whoa, you can do that very well. And sometimes you tend to kind of lose control over that. But then if you say, all right, everybody, and you use your voice, okay? But you use your voice in an enthusiastic way. All right, everybody, let's everybody hold hands because I have a super cool game to teach you. Who wants to play? And then if everybody participates, you get to make Hilltop Kids money. Once you say money, Hilltop Kids money, they're game. That's the beauty of our reward system. Anyway, if you're enthusiastic and you are silly, they appreciate that. If you really take interest on the children instead of the task, that's very important. This is something actually I've learned by dealing with children. You take interest on them instead of the task. They feel it. They feel it like, oh, okay, she's interested in me. She's not interested in whatever she wants me to do. So that's number 1. Number 2 is improvise, okay? You can improvise. The things that I put on the bullet points, there are things that have either worked in the past or the kids I've noticed kids liked, or just all that my limited mind could come up with. So if you guys are ever game to do something a little bit different, whether it's head, shoulder, knees, and toes, Rather is, play the game of freeze. So like you play a song and then they're all dancing, and then when you stop the song they have to freeze in their motion, and then you go around the class and you tickle them. That's a thing you guys could do. Or whatever game it is that you remember playing in kids' church growing up. Or whatever game you played as a child, whether it's from your country, whether it's, whatever it is. I've incorporated Brazilian games for the kids many, many times, and they loved it. I try to stay away from running games because somebody usually ends up crying, and we don't have a lot of space to do that. I try to stay away from it, but, if there's not too much of running around, I would say why not. Okay? So I think this is it. That's all I had to tell you. I actually went 1 minute past, so I'll be quiet right now. I love you guys. Bye.